Welcome to our first COVID-19 Niagara update on your TV. You're used to The Source bringing you coverage of local events across the region. Today we change focus with The Source concentrating solely on the COVID-19 situation in Niagara. From our Niagara Falls studio, we'll check in with government officials, community leaders, and everyday citizens, all of whom are dealing with the impact of the virus. Please stay tuned. Joining me now via the telephone, we have Bill Steele, the mayor of the city of Port Colborne, and the city of Port Colborne shut down all of its municipal offices and also some public places earlier this week. Bill, thanks for joining us here on your TV, The Source. Some questions for you, Bill. These are some trying times, obviously, for the 12 mayors around the region. How are you dealing with this?
Well, with the City of Port Colborne, we're having daily meetings with our senior staff and our emergency team and just setting parameters for how we're dealing with our own staff, how we went about closing our facilities. We started last Friday with all our recreational and community centers, library, closed every facility across the city. Our municipal staff continue to work on a day-to-day basis. Anybody that's come back from a trip or come in contact with anyone that they believe may or may not have the virus, but they came back from a trip, they've been quarantined or self-quarantined for 14 days. So we've put those parameters in order as both the Prime Minister and the Premier have come along and talks on TV. We've been watching those, getting that information, as well as yesterday we had all the mayors across the province had a telephone call with conference call with Minister Elliott and Minister Clark with regards to the Municipal Act and the health side of things. So, we're keeping up on a, basically hour-to-hour information basis, in order for us to make decisions and follow the next steps.
And that's part of this process here. It's something we've never been through before, and things are changing hour by hour. So it makes it very difficult for you to plan ahead. Well,
that's right. I mean, if you look back at the October 31st windstorm, that's an emergency event, but you know what you're dealing with. The event starts, it stops, then you deal with the cleanup. This, you don't know when it's going to stop. We really don't know when it actually started here in Canada. We know it came from Wuhan, China, but, it ended up here and it's spreading here. But based on the numbers that have been released over the last few days, it seems like that large uptick in developing cases is slowed down. So I think with the governments coming out and social distancing and closing facilities and now this week with restaurants and movie theaters and concert venues and sporting events, things like that. Unfortunately, viruses, you're never going to stop cold turkey, but if you can slow the spread of it down, then it'll run its course and hopefully everybody returns back to health.
Bill, as Mayor of Port Colborne, you've always been accessible. I believe your cell phone number is, on the public record through the City of Port Colborne website. What kind of calls have you yourself been receiving?
The majority of calls have been from my fellow mayors, staff from other departments that I sit on boards like Police Services, Niagara Peninsula Conservation Authority, those type of things. To be quite honest, I think our messaging out to the public has kept the phones fairly quiet with the public calling. Our frontline staff have been answering calls from our citizens with questions, concern, or just some direction, and our frontline staff have been doing a bang-up job on that. So, but personally, the public calling me with regards to this, I actually haven't had any on it yet, but I believe we got right out in front with our messaging last week, and we're reiterating what federal health information is coming down and provincial health, as well as our Niagara Regional Health Unit information. So we're getting that out as soon as we receive it. We're passing it along through our social media, through Majella Singa, and getting it on our website, and trying to have people be at ease and take the precautions that the health professionals are telling us to do.
Any concerns at this point in time that some of the summer plans in Port Colborne may have to be rescheduled, especially when we look at something as big as Canal Days?
Yeah, we've had that conversation, but again, it's hour by hour, and as this moves along, then we'll make those decisions. I think canceling things that far out at this time is a little premature, but as we do get closer, it may have to be done. So the things that are more immediate is what we're working on or have canceled pretty much as well as everybody else has. It's the unknown that you don't want to make snap decisions, but you want to make the right decisions. So take the information we know today, make your decision based on that, and then move on from there.
In your press release the other day, you brought up the idea of social distancing, but said that doesn't mean that we need to not be social. Explain what you meant in that press release, please.
Well, in essence, for people just to lock themselves behind their doors in their homes and not talk to anybody. I mean, there's telephones, cell phones, emails, but there's nothing wrong with knocking on your neighbor's door. Again, taking all precautions, making sure if your neighbor needs help or assistance with anything, if they're not even feeling well, they don't feel they want to go out because they just don't know how they're being affected. But can you go get them some groceries or any supplies? You can always knock on their door, leave it at their front door, and worry about settling up after, kind of thing. You just don't want everybody shut in, because the mental issues here can be quite drastic as far as people being locked behind four walls kind of issues. So we want life to go on, but we want to do it in a safe and healthy manner and make sure that everybody is looked after. But especially those that are a little bit more vulnerable, as much help as we can give them as possible. We'll do that both as a city, or a municipality. But we hope that our neighbors, friends, and family will jump in just the same.
Bill, there's a special meeting of all the mayors at the region today, I believe. What is going to take place at that meeting?
It's an update from the chair with regards to COVID. I assume what they'll be bringing, because I don't have the agenda for it yet. We'll probably be talking about some emergency measures with regards to the region, some decision making that senior staff will be allowed to have under this case. Now, the province yesterday in our teleconference, they discussed having council meetings, whether it be regional or municipal, where we can have some councillors be at home or in a separate office where they can do it digitally. But that won't happen until they actually pass that legislation, which they want to have done by Friday. So in the meantime, those councillors that can't make today's meeting have already sent emails into our clerk's office at the region just to state that they won't be showing up. So as long as we have a quorum and they're going to take precautions at regional council and spreading us all out, they'll keep staff to a minimum. We'll hear it at that point. But it will be WeStream, so everybody can still watch at home.
Thank you very much for your time today, Bill. We've been speaking with Mayor Bill Steele from the city of Port Colborne. Please stay tuned to your TV for more on the COVID-19 Niagara update.